Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Tyrone. I'm from the HIV Stops For Me campaign with the question of the month. And the question is, what mode or let me get the question right before I go into it. It says, what is the word that describes your HIV journey? Explain why you chose it. So for me, I think it's going to be the monomyth, which that means the purpose of the journey, know the purpose of the journey, who is participating, and the mode of transportation. So for me, who is participating is me and everyone living with HIV or everyone that's trying to use PrEP as prevention of HIV. And the mode of transportation is me. So the purpose of the journey is who's participating, and I feel that everyone that's having sex is a participant of my journey. And my mode of transportation is my experiences. So why is that important for me? Because I speak to people. For me, I mainly speak to people that aren't living with HIV, but I speak to a lot of people that are living with HIV. But the majority of people I speak to aren't living with HIV. So my mode of transportation is providing information on how to prevent them from getting HIV, which is taking PrEP, knowing your status, getting tested on a regular basis, because prevention is key. Now, I'm going to change it up a little bit since I spoke about that. But because I am a HIV spokesmodel, I'm someone that's been living with HIV since 2016. Oh, 2006. Let me rephrase that. I wish it was 2016. Actually, I don't. But 2006. So what I've learned in these, let's say 20 years, yeah, I'm going to say I'm a long-term survivor. So I'm still surviving and thriving. So I would say my mode of transportation is acknowledging that HIV is present and is still alive and kicking, but also that we're not dying from HIV, we're living with HIV. And as I said, one of my meanings of monolith is the mode of transportation. So that would be, how do I get from living with HIV to living with HIV but becoming undetectable? Because there are two different things. You can live with HIV, have HIV, and not know you're living with HIV, or not be adherent to your medication, which means taking your medication, and you can transmit HIV to other people. So when I speak about the mode of transportation, on my word of the day is monolith, it's prevention, because I'm living with HIV and I know that I can live with HIV and not pass HIV on to my partners as long as I'm adherent. So my mode of transmission is providing knowledge, letting people know that I can be living with HIV, and some people say HIV positive, but I'm strong with language. So I say living with HIV because I'll always be living with HIV. So I can live with HIV and know that I can protect myself as well as protecting others by being adherent to my medication, taking my medications as directed, and know that today is something great. You know what I'm saying? You equals you. I can be undetectable, where I can't, 99% of the time, I can't transmit the virus. And when we say 99% of the time, and I know some of y'all are like, wait, what do you mean 99? So there's still that 1% chance, because that 1% comes as I say, if I'm being adherent, if I'm taking my medication as directed, taking it every day at the same time, doing what I need to do, going for my blood work and stuff, mostly taking my medication as I cannot pass the virus to anyone. So whether I'm dealing with someone that's living with HIV, but I prefer, just my preference, I like both, but I like to deal with people that aren't living with HIV. And I say that because for me, it's more of an education model. So like, if you're living with HIV and you're sleeping with someone that's HIV negative, for them to have enough, what's the word? Enough confidence in you to know that you can't pass the virus. You know that you have to be doing what you have to be doing, which is being adherent to your medicine. So I like to consider myself a monolith because my journey is focused on people who are participating, interested in staying HIV negative, and for those of us that are living with HIV, want to have relationships with people that may or may not be HIV positive, but we want to build up a community of people to understand that even if someone is living with HIV, if they're doing what they have to do, they understand about U equals U, undetectable equals untransmittable. So if I'm taking my medication and obviously you're trusting me, if you're having unprotected sex with me, is that I'm not negative and I'm living with HIV, that you're trusting me that I'm doing the right thing. So that's my whole journey. The purpose of my journey is to show people that if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm taking care of me and I'm taking care of you. And if I'm into you, if I have relations with you and I feel for you, or even if I don't have feelings for you, I guess, right? It's like if I'm sleeping with you, I don't want to deter you from sleeping with me or anyone else living with HIV. So I'm going to make sure that even before you, like I'm more worried about me. Most of us living with HIV, we're more concerned about anyone else that may not be living with, because we know we're going to the doctors on a regular basis to make sure we're undetectable and everything is okay. Whereas some negative people, right? I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of people that's not living with HIV, I'll ask you, how many times do you go to a doctor or your PCP, primary care physician, if you're not living with HIV? You may get sick, or, and I say sick not in the terms of the way some people use that. I mean, we may have like the flu or not feeling well and you go to the ER. But for us, we're seeing a doctor, not us, I mean people living with HIV, we're seeing a doctor on a regular basis to get our checkups, we're getting our blood tested to make sure that HIV is undetectable in our blood, and it's guaranteed we can't pass it to anyone. So yeah, so I consider myself, my word for me is a monolith. I'm participating in my care and making sure that I'm safe so that I can keep you safe, because it all starts with me. If I know that I'm safe and I can ensure you're safe, because I'm going to first and foremost sure that I'm safe. So if I'm safe, anyone that I'm practicing sexual relationships with undetectable, then not undetectable, right? If I'm undetectable, but if I'm having sex with a person and we're not using condoms, I'm making sure that I'm safe and I'm undetectable so that I can't pass you the virus. Because if I'm undetectable, then I'm untransmittable. So my mode of transportation is providing this message saying that if I'm doing what I have to do, which I can only speak on myself, if I'm dealing with someone and we're not using condoms, I'm going to be 100% sure that I can't pass the virus to you. I'm probably more concerned about when was the last time you went to the doctor, so you can't pass anything on to me. And my mode of transmission is to provide a safe net for people that aren't living with HIV, to ensure that they don't become positive and have to live with HIV. Because it's all about safety first. If I'm keeping myself safe, I know that I'm keeping others safe. Yeah, and I know y'all like, what the fuck? But the bottom line is, if I'm undetectable, I'm untransmittable. You know what I'm saying? So my word is monolith, because I'm participating in keeping myself safe. And the mode of transmission is I can't transmit the virus to anyone else. Again, it goes back to me. I'm keeping myself safe. So I hope you all get that message. And if you don't, y'all know where to hit me up at HIVstopswithme.com, HIVstopswithme.org, excuse me. Send messages if you have questions. If you doubt anything I'm saying, I can provide proof and we can talk about it, go over statistics and stuff like that. But be safe. The holidays are coming up. And just be safe. And if you have any questions, you don't just have to listen to me. We have 20 other spokesmodels that you can hear and listen to their stories as well. So on that note, Have a good night and thank you. See you next month.